Come join us here at the Cabaret. That's the Ray Stevens CabaRay and Showroom right here in West Nashville. We're easy to find at the Charlotte Avenue exit off I-40 West. It's the place in Nashville for a special entertainment and dining experience. There's great food, all your favorite wines and mixed drinks, a fun piano bar where you can sing along and dance. And there's the Ray Stevens Show, where I'll sing all my biggest hits with Nashville's best musicians and singers. So whether it's a special date night, entertaining friends and family, or you're just coming out to sing along in the piano bar, whatever your reason, the Cabaret is a fun place to enjoy a full night of entertainment. And the parking is free. So come see me, Ray Stevens, at the Cabaret. Call 615-327-4630 or go to RayStevensCabaRay.com. Make your plans now.
From the Ray Stevens Studios in the heart of Nashville's Music Row in Music City, USA, it's Ray Stevens CabaRay Nashville.
My heart keeps going back to Nashville. That's the only place for me. My love is waiting there in Nashville. Nashville, Tennessee.
With Ray's guest, John Rich and the A-Team. Coy, I mean it. Stop revving up that Harley, because here comes Ray Stevens.
Thank you. Yeah, they come down Main Street, drums are flailing, sirens are wailing, water roar. Bands are playing, flags are waving, the vanguard's a motorcycle corps. Clowns are reclining to the crowd and pinching every pretty girl who dared to smile. It's a glorious mess, everybody wears a fizz, the parade stretches out for a mile. It's a typical American phenomenon where all the members have a fine old time. It's the 43rd Annual Convention of the Grand Mystic Royal Order of the Nobles of the Alibaba Temple and the Shrine.
Meanwhile, back at the motel.
Hello, operator. Give me room 321, please. Thank you. Hello, Noble Lumpkin. This here is the Lester's Potentate. I said it's the Lester's Potentate. The illustrious... Coy, dad blame it, this is Bubba. Coy, why wasn't you at the parade? What? Why'd you get the big Harley up there in your room, Coy? What? I can't hear you, Coy. Quit revving it up, son. Turn it off. Listen, I just want you to know one thing. You have embarrassed us all, the whole Hehira delegation. Now, you be at the banquet tonight, son. You hear me? 7 o'clock, black tie. Be there, Coy. And Coy, don't answer the phone. Well, it was all arranged by the ladies' auxiliary in the downtown convention hall. Cold roast beef, string beef, mashed potatoes, and 9 boring speeches and all. And all the tables looked fine with the Mogan David wine and chrysanthemums on each side. And the Hehira leaders in their red tuxedos made the local heart swell with pride. It's a typical American phenomenon where all the members have a fine old time. It's the 43rd Annual Convention of the Grand Mystic Royal Order of the Nobles of the Alibaba Temple and the Shrine.
Meanwhile, back at the motel.
Hello, operator. 321. Thank you. Hello, Coy. What are you doing? What do you mean, who is this? This is Bubba. Why wasn't you at the banquet? What do you mean all you had to wear was a Hawaiian Flaherty shirt? Well, you may think you're fooling some people, but I know what's going on. Yeah, and everybody's seen the little redhead. That's right, everybody. What? She come running right through the dinner, right in the middle of the pineapple sherbet. Didn't have nothing on but your fez, Coy. Coy, you're the only one's got a fez with a propeller on top. Yeah. And she's yelling out the secret code too, Coy. Dad, blame it, we're going to have to change it now. We're going to have a special meeting when we get back to Hehira about your conduct at this year convention. Embarrassing, Coy. Now, you be at the secret conclave tonight, you hear me? And Coy, keep it a secret. Well, it was a secret meeting in the dead of the night with mysterious sanctimony, in accordance with prescribed rituals of time-honored ceremony. Matters of grave concern were weighed with dedicated caution, like whether or not to raise it, stood, or draw, or spit in the ocean. It's a typical American phenomenon where all the members have a final time. It's the 43rd annual convention of the Grand Mystic Royal Order of the Noble South, the Alabama Temple of the Shrine.
Meanwhile, back at the motel.
No operator, room. How'd you know? Hello, Coy. Where have you been? No, you wasn't at the meeting. Well, I found out that at 3 o'clock this morning, you was out there in your Fruit of the Looms in the motel swimming pool with a bunch of them waitresses from the cocktail lounge. I just hope your mama don't find out about this, Coy. What? Well, how'd you get the big motorcycle up there on the high dive, Coy? Dad, blame it, that ain't no way to act. We're supposed to be pillars of the community. We get back to Hey Howard, you can just turn in your ring and your tie tack, because, Coy, you are out of the shrine. That's right, you're gonna be blackballed, boy. Yeah, you might even have to pack your bags and leave town. What do you mean you might join the Hell's Angels? Coy, don't you hang up on me. Hello. Operator, yeah, we was cut off, room 321. Coy, you don't hang up on the lustrous potentate. I said it's the lustrous potentate. This is Bubba Coy! Thank you. Put down that channel changer. You won't need that thing for a while because it's time for Ray Stevens CabaRay Nashville one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest is a fine young man, son of a preacher man from just down the road in Dixon, Tennessee, and he came to the big city a few years ago, and Nashville and country music haven't been the same since. Please welcome John Rich. It's good to see you again, John.
How are you, fine sir?
I'm fantastic, but I'm not worried. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. Thanks for inviting me on your show. This is pretty cool.
Well, it's great that you could join us. You know, I've been to your house on a few occasions, and it's a unique house. I would say you got the best view in Nashville.
It's pretty good.
Oh.
I mean, you can see the whole thing, but, you know, to your credit, you came up, I asked you to come play at a couple of charity events that we were doing, and you always say yes, so I appreciate you doing that.
Well, I did that so you'd come and be on this show.
It's a good trade. Good trade. Yeah, it's a pretty good view, man. I mean, you can see...
It's fabulous.
You can see the whole thing. It's a little hill just outside of, like, the really downtown area of Nashville that they call Love Circle, and in the Civil War, that was actually the fallback position of the Confederates. After they had kind of run them out of downtown Nashville, they came up the hill and they held that hill for a few months. So when we were building the house, we actually found a bunch of Civil War relics and things down in the dirt. It was a pretty cool spot.
Oh, it sure is. Listen, I love to build things, and Chet Atkins used to say I was a beaver. And which begs this next question. Did you build that house?
Yeah, I had it built, yes.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I worked on it a little bit, but no, the idea was, you know, I could build a house anywhere I wanted to build one. Where did I want to build it? Well, what do you want to wake up looking at every day? And to me, I don't know of anything more inspiring for a guy like me to look at every day than Music City. You know, that's where I've spent my life, you know, honing these crafts, songwriting, singing, making records on people, and that's where it is. And you know, Ray, as well as I do, at any given second, walking down there amongst those buildings, somebody parking cars or bartending or whatever they might be doing, there's the next superstars down there. There are people better than you walking around down there just waiting to be discovered, and that's American magic as far as
it is. Every time I eat out, the waiter's always pitching me a song, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think that's great. Listen, when you first came to town, now you worked at Opryland.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I wish we still had Opryland.
I do too.
Golly, don't y'all?
Oh,
come
me.
on. My last year of high school, I read in the Tennessean that they were holding auditions at Opryland. And I grew up in Amarillo, Texas, my whole life, up in the Panhandle of Texas. And then towards the end of high school, we moved to Tennessee, out by Dixon, like you mentioned.
Right.
And I didn't know a lot of people, didn't really know what I was going to do. And I saw they were having auditions at Opryland. And I remembered as a little kid, every summer we would drive back to Tennessee because we had relatives here. And we would go to Opryland. So when I was like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all through there, would go to Opryland and go to this one show where the singers would come out and emulate big country stars. It was called Country Music USA.
Yeah.
You probably remember that show.
I sure do.
I think it was the best show out there. And that's the show they were auditioning for. And I went, well, I probably don't have a shot, but I'll try. I said, I can't dance, so I probably won't get it. You know, I can two-step, but I don't think they count that. And so I went and auditioned, and sure enough, man, I got the gig at Opryland at Country Music USA. So instead of going to college, I went to work at Opryland, which did not make everybody happy, if you know what I mean.
That's probably one of the best colleges in the nation.
Well, if you're going to do what I'm doing, that was a great place to go.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it was there that I learned a lot of chops working there and met the guys that started the band Lone Star, which was my entrance into mainstream country.
John, I called him once, and he said, I asked him to do something. He said, I can't, I'm writing songs. And I said, well, John, you're smart. You're writing songs. I wasted my youth. I didn't write songs. Well, I wrote a few, but not as many as I should have, because that's where you get your, I don't know, your essence, I guess.
Well, and I think to that point, you know, I think people sometimes come to town, or people that might watch this show say, I'm a songwriter, and the first question I ask them is, how many songs have you written? Because it's like anything else. It's like I'm a carpenter. Well, how many nails have you driven?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you gotta do it a lot, because 95% of what you're gonna write it could be good, but it ain't gonna be great. You and I have never written a song. Don't you think it should be Ray and Rich at some point?
Absolutely.
Come on.
Yeah.
No brainer. Right, band? Yeah.
You have just been listening to a guy who will should show everybody the power of thinking positive. You're a positive guy, and I admire that.
I had a positive thought one day that I realized I'd never met Ray Stevens. A few years ago. I saw something you were doing or on TV or something, and I went, man, I would love to meet Ray Stevens, because as a kid, I grew up listening to Ray Stevens, you know. The day the squirrel went berserk in the first self-righteous church. And my dad's a preacher, so my dad thought that song was the funniest song ever written of all time. And the whole family loved Ray Stevens, but I didn't know how to get a hold of Ray. And so I just picked up the phone and called information, you know, hello, it's me again, Margaret, style. and got a hold of your business here on Music Row.
Yeah.
Talked to the front desk girl, and I said, it's John Rich. I'd sure love to meet Ray Stevens. And next thing I know, an hour later, you're calling me back. John, it's Ray. You want to go get something to eat? And I said, yes, sir. And I got to spend about 2 hours with you and get to talk to you, and our friendship started right there.
Have you got a song for us that I can help you with? Because this is a kind of a music
I know all kinds of songs, you know, but I do know that you're a patriot. I do know that about you. You guys know that about Ray, right? Ray's a patriot. Loves our country. I was thinking about what I want to sing with you, and you remember Johnny Horton?
Absolutely.
I mean, Johnny Horton, you probably look at a guy like me and go, how does he know Johnny Horton? Well, because my granddaddy loved Johnny Horton, my daddy loved Johnny Horton, and when you go back and listen, that's some of the best patriotic songs of all time. So I thought maybe a little Battle of New Orleans, if that's, you feeling that in the keyboard?
One of them Jimmy Driftwood songs.
Yeah, buddy.
Kick it off, John.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, in 1814 we took a little trip along with Colonel Jackson down in mighty Mississippi. We took a little bacon and we took a little beans, and we fought the bloody British in the town of New Orleans. Fired our guns and the British kept a coming, but wasn't as many as there was a while ago. Fired once more and they began a running down to Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Old Hickory said we could take them by surprise if we didn't fire muskets till we looked them in the eye. We held our fire till we see the faces well, opened up our squirrel guns and really gave them well. We fired our guns and the British kept a coming, running down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Y'all help me now. Yeah, they ran through the briars and they ran through the brambles and they ran through the bushes where a rabbit wouldn't go. Ran so fast that the hounds couldn't catch them. Down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Come on, Mr. Kimbrough, let's play it.
My time. Well, we fired our cannon till the barrel melted down. Then we grabbed an alligator and we fought another round. Filled his head with cannonballs and powdered his behind. And when we touched that powder off, that gator lost his mind.
Fired our guns and the British kept a coming. It wasn't as many as there was a while ago. Fired once more and they began to running down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. And they ran through the briars and they ran through the brambles and they ran through the bushes where a rabbit wouldn't go. Ran so fast that the hounds couldn't catch them. Down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. I said down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah. Ray Stevens, y'all. That was good, man.
Oh, yeah. It was fair.
How about the band and these background singers? Lord have mercy, they sound good. Yes,
They
indeed.
snuck on stage. I didn't see them come on.
Thank you, ladies.
Hi, this is Ray Stevens with some great news. My Cabaret gift shop has gone digital. You no longer have to drive to Tennessee to see all the stuff we have for you to enjoy and buy. Take your time and take a nice long look around at all the ball caps, t-shirts, monkeys and squirrels. We have keychains, cups, mouse pads, and books, CDs, DVDs, and so much more. Everything we have in the gift shop is now available to you here online. So fill up that shopping cart. Listen, John, you've written some big hits for other performers. Why don't you tell us about some of them? Some of them hits and them performers.
Some of them hits and them performers.
Yes.
Well, the one thing I can control is a pencil and a blank sheet of paper. I can always control that. So I just said I'm gonna write and write and write and write, and I'm gonna dig down, and I'm gonna what's in my head musically. If I'm not the one to sing it, I'm gonna put it down. At least it's there. So I had all these songs that started circulating around Nashville, and I remember this kid walks up to me in the hallways of this publishing company, and he said, "Hey man, I've been hearing some of your demos, some of your songs you've been writing." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, man. I wondered if you let me use a few of them to do a showcase to try to get a record deal." And I said, "Well, what record label is it? You know, I'm just wondering what's going on with you." And he goes, "Well, it's a brand new label. They've never signed anybody called Broken Bow." I said, "Broken what?" And he goes, "Broken Bow." I said, "Why would anybody call anything broken anything?" He goes, "I don't know, but they're wanting to hear me sing. Anyway, can I use some of your songs?" I said, "Well, what's your name?" And he said, "Jason Aldean." I said, "Well, okay. Well, what songs are you talking about?" And he said, "Well, I like Hicktown, Amarillo Sky, Johnny Cash, Why." He starts going through all these songs. I said, "Dude, those are like my best songs, man." He goes, "Well, I'm not saying I'd put them on a record. I just need him to try to get a record deal, and I really love that style." I said, "You know what, man? Have at it. Good luck to you." And then he of course, gets a record deal, and now I got 5 number ones on Jason Aldean because he went through my catalog like that. So I shouldn't have doubted that young man. But there was that. We were out on tour with Tim McGraw early on in Big and Rich, 2004, and I hear a little on the tour bus door, and we looked out the curtain. I went, "Holy cow, it's Tim McGraw! Clean up the bus," you know, like we can clean it up at that point. I'm like, "Okay, officer on deck," you know. And Tim McGraw comes up on the bus. I'm like, "Hey man, what's going on?" He said, "Well, Faith's working on a new record, Faith Hill working on a new record, and she likes that stuff you've been writing with Gretchen, like Redneck Woman in Here for the Party and stuff like that, and wondered if you might have some songs for her." And I said, "All of my songs are for her, man. What are you talking about?" He said, "Well, play me something that's just something you think's really cool, not to necessarily fit anything, just something you like." And I said, "Okay." I said, I wrote this one for Meatloaf, and I don't think Meatloaf ever heard it. I know, right? And he said, I said, but I love it. I don't know if Faith would want it or not, but the one that goes, you never look so good as you did last night underneath those city lights. There, walking with your friend and laughing at the moon. I swear you looked right through me, but I'm still living with your goodbye, and you're just going on with your life. And how can you just walk on by without one tear in your eye? Don't you have the slightest feelings left for me? Well, maybe that's just your way of dealing with the pain, forgetting everything between our rise and fall, like we never loved it all. Yeah. Yes. He goes, that's a good one. Thank you, guys. And he goes, that's a good one. So he brought Faith over to the bus and made me play it again, and then they wound up cutting it together, and it became a big hit. And about 2 days later, she walks up to me in a parking lot in Portland, Oregon at an amphitheater, and she goes, I really love that song, Like We Never Loved It All. I think I'm going to cut it. And I said, man, that's great. She said, but can you write something for me that it would only make sense if I sang it? Like nobody else could even record it. That's how personal it would be about me. And I went, give me a couple of days to think about that. She goes, okay, just, She said, kind of like how you wrote Redneck Woman with Gretchen, something that's just hits me to a T. I said, okay. So I thought about it, and I said, well, where's she from? She's from Star, Mississippi. She's the only country star from there. So I said, it's a long way from Star, Mississippi to the big stage I'm singing on tonight. And sometimes butterflies still get me when I'm in the spotlight. 'Cause a Mississippi girl don't change her ways just 'cause everybody knows her name. Ain't big at it from a little bit of fame. You know the rest of the song.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Mississippi Girl, so she cut that one too. It happens all sorts of ways, songwriting, as you well know.
That's not too shabby. John Rich. Thank you, John. Talk to you later. Here's a song that was a hit back in 1957. Big song, Sonny James. Oh, yeah. They say for every boy and girl, there's just one love in this whole world, and I know I found mine. The heavenly touch of your embrace tells me no one could take your place ever in my heart. Young love, first love, filled with young love, our love we share with deep devotion. Just one kiss from your sweet lips tells me that your love is real, and I know that it's true. Oh, now we will vow to one another there will never ever be another love. For me or for you, young love, first love, deep devotion. Well, let's hear the hussies now. Don't get no better than that, I'm gonna tell you. Let's hear it again. Thank you. You know, all kinds of things bothered me when I was a kid. I mean, like I'd go to the movies and wonder why Tarzan didn't have a beard. And when I asked my mama why the dog drank out of the toilet bowl, she said, because the water's colder in there. And that started me thinking, how does she know that? But you know, she was right. I had my little brother check it out. Now, let's see now. We've had song time, guest time, joke time, talk time. What's left? I know. Ma'am, would you dance with me?
From Ray and the whole gang at Cabaret Nashville, I'm Bill Cody. So long till next time. Bye, y'all.
Come join us here at the Cabaret. That's the Ray Stevens Cabaret and Showroom right here in West Nashville. We're easy to find at the Charlotte Avenue exit off I-40 West. It's the place in Nashville for a special entertainment and dining experience. There's great food, all your favorite wines and mixed drinks, a fun piano bar where you can sing along and dance. And there's the Ray Stevens Show, where I'll sing all my biggest hits with Nashville's best musicians and singers. So whether it's a special date night, entertaining friends and family, or you're just coming out to sing along in the piano bar, whatever your reason, the Cabaret is a fun place to enjoy a full night of entertainment. And the parking is free. So come see me, Ray Stevens, at the Cabaret. Call 615-327-4630 or go to RayStevensCabaret.com. Make your plans now.